What you're looking at on the screen at first may seem to be almost a PDF of a 1040 form. The style and look of it almost approximates what you would get from the government form. As I scroll down, you will see it is very much like the actual paper form, or the form that you might find in tax software. It's actually an Excel spreadsheet. It shows you some of the customization you can do when you are looking at how to format all the information in a spreadsheet. For example, if I look here, this is a Social Security number. I have it at a 9 font. I can make it larger or smaller by clicking up or down. I can center it or make it left or right. I'll center it there. I can take the input, which would be the Social Security number, and I can make that larger or smaller if I want to. I can do the same thing with the field of first name or last name. You notice here I have a different font. I can also change the information that I have here. Right now initial doesn't completely show, so I can just reduce that a little bit, and now I have the same descriptor. We can do the same thing with colors, with checkboxes, with bold information as well as normal. You can emulate almost any kind of paper form in Microsoft Excel. Now, if you're in a situation, personal or business, where that would be useful, let me give you just some initial tips on some of the kinds of things that you can do to create forms that look like the paper ones. So I'm going to click on example 2 down here. In this particular one, I have name, and we're looking for first and last, marital status, and a box that simply says check one only. When you're looking at the grid on Microsoft Excel, remember that you can add as many lines and columns as you want. And that's one of the tricks to how you can make something look like it would in the real world. So I'm going to click on the name box here, cell B2, and let's make that bold. I'll make it bold, and I'll make it even bigger than it is right now. And you notice that when a word or sequence of words fill a cell, we see the contents here. If there is nothing in the cell to the right of it, it will just bleed over into the other cells. If I put information in cell C number 3, I'll put the number 3 in there just for fun. Now it truncates it because it will not occupy a cell with information. You have to keep that in mind in how you design it. I'll delete that for now. Okay, let's say we want first name, last name, and we want the first name to be entered here. So I'm going to put a name in. We'll just say the name is William, and the last name will be Brennan. Okay, but now I want the difference between how these look here. So for first name, I'm going to make this a smaller font. And for last name, I'll make it also the same size, smaller font. And then for both this cell, and I can hit the control key and select this cell to make them at the same time. And I will make this a different one completely. Let's go to Times New Roman, and there we have. Now, one other thing I might want to do in this case is I might want to actually merge this box B2, B5 with C5 to make sure that no matter what I put in, it will not overlap. So in order to do that, I click on B5, drag to C5, and here I click on my merge. Now, I don't want to center it, so I'm going to click on the down arrow. It gives me several merge. I can merge across or merge cells. I'll just simply do merge across. And now William will always take, or any name will always take this size. I'll do the same thing for the last name. And I'll do merge again, and I'll do merge across. Now I have another category here I want to be marital status. And let's assume that I want this category to have the same features as box number B3. Well, a shortcut, I can click on B3, click on my Format Painter, and then click on B6, and it will automatically acquire the formatting of that particular cell. Now I want one option, and I want to use a checkbox to determine what kind of option they pick here. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually add a column. And so I will click on number C here, and column C, I will right click and I will do insert. And it actually now inserted a column for me. You notice that now this one stretches 3 columns because I inserted one. I'm going to make a column that's about the same size, height, and width. Then I'm going to take this item here and I'm going to draw a box. To put lines around a cell, you use this tool here. You have bold, italic, underline, and then you have your border feature. You can click on it and choose bottom, top, left, or right, no borders, all borders, outside, and thick. And then you can do some other fun ones here. Or you can click on more borders, and then you can choose whichever line style you like, and you can click individually on whether you want them on or off. That gives you the most control. But we'll cancel that for now. We'll pick one that just says outside borders. And since I'm clicking only one cell, it will put a border around all 4 corners. That's the quickest way. So I click off that, and now this says single. If I want to copy that formatting on the next cells, I click here. I use my Format Painter, and then I drag down for these cells and let go, and now I have a box to fill in. Another nice thing that you can do is you can add a little bit of color. So I'm going to take these cells here. Well, I'll go all the way out to this one, this row here, and now we'll shade it. Let's shade it in a blue. Oh, I'm sorry, that shades the letters. The color is the bucket fill color, and I'll shade that in a blue. And now it's highlighted. If I want my boxes to stand out, I will highlight all 3 check boxes. I will go ahead and I will do the no fill. And now they kind of pop. You can actually add more rows and more columns to make these boxes smaller. We won't go to that. That's pretty advanced work here. I don't need that much detail. Now here it says check one only. If I want to emphasize the word one here, how can I do that? Well, I could change the whole font to make the whole thing bold if I want to, but that's not what I want, so I'm going to undo that. Let's try something different. What if I just want to highlight the word one? Well, if I go up here to the box in the top that shows the content of that cell and just highlight the word one, I can actually make the word one bold, italic, or underline. Let me do bold. I click off the cell, and now the word one is bold. I can even change the color. I'll go back to the word one, and let's see, there we go. And I will change the color by clicking on this box here, the font color, and I will turn it to red. Now let's check one only in red. I can even change the font if I want. Here I'll just take the word only, and I could drag across any number of letters or characters or spaces I want to, and I will actually make that a different character. Let's go to this one just so you can see the difference. And so there is a different font, different color, anything you want. So you don't have to have every character in a cell that contains words to be totally identical. Now the other thing we could do here, we could take this area here with first name, draw a box around the outside of all those cells. And I could take the last name and do the same kind of thing. I could decide I want a bigger distinction between first and last, and so I click on these 2 cells, hold on one with the control key. We'll make the font even smaller. And now we also can do, when we can align it to the top, middle, or bottom. I will put these both on the top, And now there's a little bit of a distinction. Or I can even make this entire row more narrow if I want to by dragging it up a bit, and it's closer there. There's no limit to what you can do to customize a form. So when you're looking at how to make an input match something in the physical world, these are some of the kinds of tools you can use. Use the boxes, vary the width and height, the number of rows and columns, do merge and unmerge, and you'll find something that will fit for you. In the end, it can be as much like a real form as what you see here on this particular spreadsheet. Thank you.
When you find it necessary to mimic a paper form or make your formatting rather elaborate, you can use the beginning tools that we've shown you to move in that direction. We here at the Sharper Turtle hope that you have found this lesson to be helpful as you continue to build your skills in using Microsoft Excel. If you found it useful, we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to like us if you would please. Jim for the Sharper Turtle saying thank you for watching this video.